Hi there, and welcome to another edition of the Home Educator Magazine's Q&A Thursday. And today's question is, how can I balance working, homeschooling, taking care of the house, and all these other responsibilities that us parents have? And so I think the answer to this question is not going to be so black and white. I think that there's so many variables involved because we've all got different things going on, from our careers to our priorities to the number of children that we have in the home. So I can tell you what works for me and my family, and I can sort of tell you what has worked for some of my friends in the homeschooling community. So I am not a stay-at-home mom. I do have a job. I've been working for about 13, almost 14 years as a therapist for children with autism and learning differences. And now, of course, I have the Home Educator magazine. So, like, for example, right now it's almost 11:30 p.m. and this is the time that I have to really work on the magazine stuff. So I do work, I do therapy in the afternoons, and then when I come home about 7, 8 o'clock at night, I do the whole nighttime routine with my kids, put them to bed and bath and stories and all of this, put them to sleep, and then I can start working on the Home Educator and doing these great videos for you. And my husband and I have worked it out this way because we happen to be self-employed. So we've worked out our careers around our parenting choices and our lifestyle. I haven't always been self-employed. I did work in a private school for many years. And when my first son was born, I made the choice that I really wanted to be around and be there. But I do really enjoy doing what I do, doing the therapy, and I love working with the kids. And I don't think I could give that up so easily. So I made the decision to just work with private clients. So I literally tailored my career and my schedule around my family's lifestyle. And my husband has done the same. He's a musician and he's found ways to teach in private schools. He teaches music, and then of course he has his gigs in the evenings. And so we've just sort of worked it out that way. And of course our scheduling sometimes overlaps because that's just how life goes. And so we do have a support system. We have friends and neighbors and family who can sometimes, not always, help us out with the kids when we do need the help. And so that's been really great. And I know what you're probably thinking, well, she's a therapist for so many years, and so she has all this experience working with kids. So, of course, homeschooling's so easy for her. And, of course, she's self-employed, and so is her husband. So that's so easy figuring out those logistics. But I can tell you for a fact that parents who send their kids to school and who have a 9-to-5 job, they also encounter some of these logistical issues. Who's going to drop off, who's going to pick up, who's going to make dinner, and who's going to do homework time. And so there's always going to be some of that to figure out, regardless of what you choose as far as the schooling for your children. But I have friends in the community who are single parents or who do work for other people and who do have more of a fixed schedule, 9 to 5. And they also find ways to do homeschool because it is something that's so important to them. And I think that's what it comes down to, is like, how badly do you want to do this? Is this so important to you that you're willing to find solutions to your schedule to figure out how the kids are going to get school done and be home, not in school during the day while you're at work? And so there are different ways that you could do this. There are co-ops that you can form or join with other parents in the community so that the kids are in the care of other parents and are being educated by other children's parents. If you have relatives or friends who are home during the day, or a nanny, you could have the kids do online schooling, or if the person is able and willing, they could also instruct the children in the curriculum that you choose for them. There are also enrichment classes in the community that you could sign your kids up for. So there are just different ways that you can approach this. You can also make changes to your own work schedule like I did. You can find a way to freelance or to do what you do, but just for yourself. And that's definitely a possibility, and I can attest to that. I think a big thing is to simplify your life, right? So we tend to bring in a lot of things into our home that we don't really need or are very hard and costly to maintain. So if we can cut back on some of those things, then we might actually find that we may not need 2 incomes, or that we may not need to work a full-time job, and we can get by on a part-time schedule. And we also take kind of like that load off of our shoulders and not having to maintain this rigorous schedule and all of these material things. We simplify, and that has really proved helpful for my family as well. And it really just comes down to the choice that you make. You know, if you really want this, like I said at the beginning, then you'll find a way to do it, just like anything else. You know, nothing is impossible. And with the right supports and the right kind of problem solving, you'll get it done. And of course, we're here for you. If you have any questions or you need some guidance, you know, just don't be afraid to ask. And of course, you can email me with your own questions at info@thehomeeducator.net. And be sure to check out our website, follow us on our social media, take a look at our blog, and sign up for our newsletter at www.thehomeeducator.net. Thank you, and I'll see you next Thursday.